I grow up, I want to be a basketball player.
Just to be out there, you know, with Justin Holiday, who's a proven NBA player, who's, you know, a great player. He has a great career going, and like just being able to learn from him and his coach, his trainer, it was nothing like it. Like just seeing how he works. You can't just be in that like gym and not work hard as well. So like seeing him work and push how hard he does, how attention to detail he is, it forced me to do the same thing. And like I really got better that week. And you know, especially being out there with the altitude in Denver, Colorado, like the conditioning was tough. Like it was hard for me to breathe a lot of times. Making shots from that NBA three, like consistently, like I was missing some shots, I'm not gonna lie, but like I know that it just got me better. So like being out there was honestly a blessing. Big shout out to him, because there's a lot of NBA guys who wouldn't even, you know, do that or offer or want to, you know, get in work with just someone who's, you know, not in the league, you know. So yeah, we both got better that week, and like, yeah, I'm grateful for that, man. I'm not gonna lie, if I didn't go train with Justin, my confidence would have been lower. But since I went through that full week of training, I really felt confident going into that day. Like it was kind of like I wasn't nervous, you know, because I was prepared. And a lot of people who would have gone through what I went through wouldn't even be thinking about an NBA G League tryout, you know. So like that was a celebration. That was a W for me personally. Ever since I touched the ball, I loved it. I always would play in like our house in our backyard all day. I'd say my biggest influence in my life is probably my mom. You know, she raised 4 kids by herself. I didn't really realize it at a young age, like what she was really doing. But like me being older now, like I really see like what she had to go through and the sacrifices she made. She just kept going, and that kind of inspires me even to this day. At a young age, I got cut from actually my 5th grade team, 6th and 7th grade team. And like I look back at that, and like honestly that really kind of started the drive and the hunger, because I really wanted to make those teams and I didn't. It made me realize that nothing is given to you. Even to this day, like I feel like that chip is still on my shoulder to just, you know, prove them wrong, and like, but more importantly, prove myself right, that I can play.
Appreciate you guys coming out. So a little rundown of today. So we're going to start with some 3-man weave. First we'll do a warm-up with our training mark, then we'll get into some 3-man weave, get you guys moving up and down a little bit. Then we're going to break into 6 stations, a bunch of different stuff, some decision-making, some shooting, some one-on-one, just to see you guys play a little bit. And then we're going to play 5s on 3 courts.
So we got there, me and Christian, at like 8:30.
Fingers wide. All right, we're working the fascia system that's covering all the way from your hands to your toes.
We first started off with stretching, and we all just stretched in a line. You could tell everyone was like nervous and antsy, and just like people were like trying to go hard during stretching. Like I'm like, bro, like it's just stretching.
Okay, the way we do this, as this ball is coming here, we're saying 2 arms lengths away. Here, chest in front of the ball. I'm gonna drop. As you roll, your job is to not let it roll or get behind. Okay, your job is to fight, get back in front. As this is happening, if I'm guarding this corner, bring it back. Ball screen is set. Right. To get a roll. This is a high early tag. I use my inside arm to tag him. 2-on, that's all we have to play.
We did 6 different stations. Stations like pick and roll station, 3-on-2, 2-on-1 stations, decision-making stations like for point guards and shooting stations, different stations, 1-on-1 stations too. So different stations just to like, so the coaches can see like, yo, like who's good, who's not, or who has potential. So in those stations, I feel like I played really good.
Go play well, we'll pull you off. The other court's onto the main court. That's it. That's it.
Then it was time for 5-on-5. The coaches had seen everyone's skill, you know, in the stations. So now it's 5-on-5. The coaches like line up. He told everyone to line up on a line. And then he said basically that they're going to split up everyone. They're going to have a main court, and then they're just going to have people go in the back gym. And I guess the people on the main court, they were going to be playing in front of scouts, the coaches. That's the main court. That's the court you wanted to be on. And then the back gym was like for the people who weren't as good or who weren't picked. The lady called out the names right from her phone, and she called out the number on your back of your jersey. She started to call them out, and I didn't know the back of my jersey number because, like, who cares? I asked the guy behind me, you know, someone else who was trying to, I'm like, yo, bro, like, what's the number on the back of my jersey? And he said 15. So I'm listening, and I don't hear my number called. So I'm like, I was kind of bummed out.
112, 136, 115.
At the same time, I wasn't, like, surprised because, man, I've been doubted my whole life, you know, like, whatever, cool. The head coach did say, you know, if you were frying, like, if you do really good in the back gym, then you can get moved up to the main court. So that was my mentality, whatever. So I go back there, and honestly, it's low-quality basketball. Like, no coaches were watching. It just really felt like I was at, like, the YMCA. Like, it was trash. And I was pissed, I'm not going to lie. But so I asked the guy next to me, one of the other guys who got picked in the back gym. I'm like, bro, what's the number on my back of my jersey? And he says 115. And then I'm still thinking, yeah, I probably didn't get called. Something told me to go ask someone. So I asked one of the Osceola Magic workers, and I was like, hey, like, can you check if my number was called? Like, cause I'm just, like, I think it was called. So she said, okay. And she went gratefully and checked, and she was low-key taking too long. Finally, she came back, and she pulled me off of the court, and she was like, yes, your number was called. So I sprinted over to the main court, and I was pissed because, like, I could have been hooping, like, the whole time. Like, I could have been on first, and they could have saw me. So I was like, whatever, you know. So make sure if y'all go to Tryout, man, y'all know what to do. Y'all ready. Y'all know the number on the back of your jersey. Finally, it was just 5 of us, and started playing. The coaches were like, yeah, they want to see a certain 10 players, and they just want to see how they play, right? And I wasn't picked in that 10 players, so I mean, it's all good. I felt good about how I played, and you know, there were some other people who were cooking too that weren't picked, so whatever. The coaches, you know, they thanked everyone for coming out, and they said if they like you, they'll reach out. I'm happy how it went. Like, I really am confident about how I played, and you know, if they call me back, they call me back, and you guys will see me on a G League roster, and you tune in. But if not, you know, it's all good. Like, we're going to continue to stay on the grind, continue to work hard, and like, you know, I hope this journey kind of like inspires other people to do the same thing, man, like to chase your dreams. As we grow up, people kind of like tell us like, oh, we can't do this because it's not possible or it's not realistic. But, you know, I always try to keep that dream, man, because, man, you got one life, so chase it, man. Like, so that's kind of been my mentality. And, you know, I'm not trying to make the G League team just to like, you know, act cool or like think that I'm like tough or whatever. I do it so I can, you know, inspire other people to chase their dreams. And if I could do it, you definitely can do it. My last year of college, so it was my 5th year of college. I played 4 years previously at Lycoming College and had a really good career. And I transferred to get my master's. I couldn't stay at Lyco because they didn't have a master's program, so I transferred out. And yeah, I was at Lancaster Bible College, and it was good. You know, it was a good experience. I met really good people there, but like on the court, I definitely faced some adversity. Like, and it was tough. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I almost contemplated quitting the game of basketball because it just didn't work out for me there. Like on the court, didn't really fit in with the team. I played a little bit in the beginning of the year, just trying to get my feet wet, trying to get ready, but it also made me realize a lot of things. I always knew that I couldn't quit, you know. It was times where I wanted to. It was times where, like, I usually work out before every game. I stopped doing it. It was a tough journey, but, like, it was worth it, and it all paved out. I think the main thing is just to never quit, and I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Now I can relate to other people who are in that situation who are going through that situation right now. I kind of like lost my way growing up, you know, a little bit, and like I always knew God was there, but it took me to wake up, you know, and I'm glad I did. And you know, I'm not perfect, and he continues to help me, and you know, I try to continue to pray and just, you know, just kind of get a closer relationship with God. But God has opened so many doors for me, and like even like how I'm here, you know, like it's honestly a blessing. It's a miracle, and it just proves that God has everything written. You know, it's all written, and His plan for you is big, and that's what kind of helped me throughout my career. Like throughout college, high school, middle school, I faced some really like challenging times, and like I think God has really like shown me that like if you just continue to trust me, if you continue to put your faith in me and not like other people, because other people will let you down, you know, but like he hasn't let me down. So you never know what's going to happen. So stay tuned. We might be going to other tryouts too. So this journey is far from over. So stay tuned.